Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial brought to you by Viking Consultancy. Today we will be going over playback and downloading recordings from a web browser. So let's get started. Firstly, open Microsoft Edge, then enter the IP address for the NVR in the address bar. Log into your NVR. Click Playback at the top of the page. Now we find ourselves with a drop-down menu, cameras and a calendar. Depending on how you are recording your cameras will depend on the playback function we will use. If you are recording on full 24/7 recording, then you will want to use normal or smart playback. If you are using motion, alerts or video analytic for your recordings, you can use event. We will go through normal, smart and event playback in this video. Firstly, for those with 24/7 recording, let's look at normal recording. This is the least effective option unless you already have an indication of the time the event happened. Select the camera or cameras you would like to view. I will be using 2 cameras for this example. This will then activate the calendar to show the days that it has recordings for. The red marks show days with recordings. Select the day you want to playback. You will see a timeline at the bottom of the main screen which will be blue or a combination of blue and red depending on your recording settings. You can now hit the play button. This will start playback of both cameras from midnight on the selected day. If you click on the timeline, you will notice all selected cameras will move to that time. You can use your mouse wheel or the buttons on the right side of the timeline to adjust the timeline magnification. This helps with more accurate positioning when you have an idea of the time you are looking for. Once you have the start position of when you want to record from, then you can click the scissor icon on the bottom right. This will start a marker. Once you have gotten to the end of the time we want to record, we simply click the scissor again. Now you can click the save icon next to the cut icon we just used. This will bring up the download page. On this page you can select the cameras and recording time you want to download. Once download is clicked, you can monitor the progress at the top right. You will also get a notification saying the download is complete. You can click this link to go directly to the download location. If you missed the message and not sure where the file is saved, you can click Setup at the top of the page, select Client at the top of the left menu, and check the location that Save File to. You can also change the location if you prefer. Let's go back to playback and move on to smart recording. This is probably the most useful way of playback apart from using video analytic functions. At the top on the left, select Smart. You can only view one camera at a time using this playback. Select the camera you want to view and the date. You may notice that in the timeline you now have green markings. These are the times that the system has picked up smart motion. Now firstly, what we want to do is to set up the smart search. Click the play button to get the video started and then pause it. Now that we have an image, we can use the smart function to check our footage. Click the icon at the bottom on the left that looks like a block with a pen in it. This is the smart search selector. This allows us to pinpoint a certain area on the screen to monitor motion that only happened in that area. Once you have clicked the icon, you can now draw a block on the camera image in the area you most want to monitor. It could be covering an object, an entrance, or anywhere that you would want to monitor. You can fine-tune the area with simple click of the mouse in the areas to select or deselect them. Once you have your area selected, click the magnifying glass icon at the bottom left. This will analyze the image for motion only in the selected area. You can now browse the timeline and check for the incident. It is important to note that this search is purely for finding times. Once you have found what you are looking for, then make a note of the cameras, dates and times. We will use that information to get the recording from the normal playback option. Once we have our times, go back to normal playback and locate and download the footage you need. Lastly, we will look at event playback. We can use this function for a few different alerts. We will look into motion for this video. Select Event in the Playback menu and then select the type of event you want to look for. In this case we will do motion detection. Select the cameras you want to view, then select the time and date you want to view. Once you hit search you will get a list of the events within your criteria. You can then click on the times and then click play to view recording. As with normal recording you have the option to cut and download footage directly from the playback. Once saved on your computer you can use this footage for whatever you need. I hope you have found this tutorial helpful, and if you have any questions please leave them in the comments.